The reason why you're seeing this video is because some times ago I used to have problem with adding file to path. I mean adding Python to path, adding anaconda distribution to path, also creating virtual environment and starting project with Django. So what I just want to do is that in this tutorial I'm just going to cover all those areas, so just stay with me, okay? And if you like the video in the end, please just put a like on it, and please you can just help by subscribing below. So the first thing I'm going to do is that I want to add Python and anaconda to path. I want to add everything I need to add to path. So just watch me do it, and you can try it as well on your system. So the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm just going to I want to assume that on your system you have installed Python. If you haven't installed Python, you can just go log on to www.python.org, I think, to download maybe the latest version of Python. But if you have it, you can just type Python here, so that we can I don't really know where it installed. I can't remember that, so in case you can't remember that, so you just right click on this on the Python IDLE, then you say open file location, and it's going to open a shortcut file location for you. So I'm going to be taking this bit by bit so that you'll be able to follow me. So this is what I'm going to have. Sorry. Okay, so this is what I'm going to have. Okay, so you can see this is shortcut, but still on the IDLE you are still going to say open file location. So this is a file location. Okay, so it's installed on Paul, app data, local programs, and all those stuffs. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this menu above. It's going to highlight it for me. Then I'll Control C. Let's Control Copy. After Control Copying, I'm going to come into another file, or maybe in the same file. You're just going to open up your PC. Then you're going to right click and go to Properties of your PC. And after clicking the properties of your PC, you're just going to allow that to come up, and you go to Advanced System Settings. So once you click on Advanced System Settings, Windows will pop up, and you're going to see something like this. You're going to see environmental variables down here. So you click on environmental variables, and you see two columns or rows popping up. Then you see user variables for whatever it is. Then you see system variables. So system variable is what I'm going to be focusing on. That's where we're going to work actually. So the first thing you're going to do, we've copied the file path to Python initially, so we are going to locate a file. We are going to locate something called path here. So let's do that by typing P. So in some cases you might not have path. So if you don't have path in your home keys, don't worry. Let's see how we can do that. So if I click on edit, you would see that the variable name is path, and you can see that here that the variable value are the 5 paths that I've added to this path. Be very sure that what you are doing is on Windows. You have C:/Windows/system32. Okay, let's assume that I had not added all this to path. In my home case, I have added everything I needed to add to path. So let me just cut that off. Make sure you're saying something like this, and if you're not saying it, you can create a new one and name it path, and you type C:/Windows/system32. If you already have it, you don't worry. But if you don't have it, you just do it. But if you have it, if you see something, if you're seeing something like this, then in front of this C column / Windows / system32, you're going to type a semicolon. So that means you are about to add another file path. So in my own case, I had already added those file paths that I cut them out here. So I'm just going to paste everything here. So now let us see the files that what I added. The same way I did for Python, the same way is what you're going to, what that is the same thing you're going to do for Anaconda. And in the case of script, you are going to see how we are going to play around that. Okay, but let us deal with how let us count the number of paths that I added in the first place. So one semicolon, please. So you can see that this is my first path that I added, where this semicolon, this is a semicolon here, and this is another semicolon. That is one. That is the first path. That is the Python part which I copied just now. Now, under the Python directory, let me just show you that. Under the Python directory, you're going to see something like this. You're going to see script. So once you open script, you're also going to copy this menu out. Once you copy this file path out, you will do the same thing. You're going to add it to path, just like we did. Okay, so you create a semicolon and you're going to add it to path, and that was what I did here. Okay, so you can see script. Then ended here. I'm going to add another semicolon. If I want to do the same thing for Anaconda distribution, I'm going to add the file path of Anaconda distribution. You can see C user. This is where my file path for Anaconda is, and the script of Anaconda, you're also going to add it. The reason why we need to add the script of each of these guys is because we have probably installed some packages. Maybe you've pipped installed something like Django, or you pip installed something like pandas, or any other thing. We just want a situation whereby we can run those stuffs that you've installed in the script path. We want to be able to run them on our command line. That is why we're doing this. So you click OK after adding everything to path. So you click OK, and so we are done. We've added everything to path, so we wouldn't have any problem with the command line anymore. So let us just keep the process of maybe verifying something. By the time you open a command line, you can verify that by opening a command line and typing something like Python. Okay, so you are going to get a Python version that you have, or the Python versions that you have installed on your system. So let us just go for that. Let us move from there. Let us see. So the next thing I'm going to show you is that before that, you can see that in my own case, I have already installed, I have pip installed on my system, and I pip installed Django. I've pip installed a virtual environment. I've also pip installed some packages such as pandas, numpy, Seaborn, Matplotlib, and a lot of them like that. So now this is what I want to do. We want to create a project using Django. So if we are going to create a project using Django, we are going to, okay, anywhere you want on your system. Don't worry, you can create a project anywhere you want on your system. So in my own case, I want to create a new project under so I want it to be inside a project file that I've created already called Python projects on my desktop. Let me maximize that. So these are the projects that I've created already. So there are two things that we want to do here. Number one, I'm going to be creating a project, and I'm going to be running a server. Then secondly, we are going to be creating a virtual environment in this, under this Python project, in this path in this file directory. Okay, so relax. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to click on this menu, and instead of all this blah blah blah, I'm going to type cmd, and I'm going to press enter. So once I press enter, I'm expecting that the command line should open. So once the command line opens, cd, then right there you're going to type Django, then Django slash hyphen admin dot py start project. Then let me name the project. I want to name it new underscore of new. Sorry. So it doesn't matter, whatever you want to name your project, you can name it. So I press enter, and I'll wait for my project to be created. Alright, so when we come here, you can see that new of new has been created. By the time you double click on new of new, you'll see something like this. New of new, you see manage there, then you see all this for the init, all this script, you see them under the new of new that I've created. So now let us run a server under the new of new directory. Now I'm going to open new of new, double click on it, click on this menu as we've done before. Now mind you, I have left the Python project directory. Now I'm inside the new of new directory, and I'm going to also type the cmd, the command line. I'll run the command line from here. Okay, so I just type cd. If you like, you can just run it directly. Well, so under this place, I'm just going to say Python Python manage.py, and I'm going to instruct it to run server. So I'll run the server, press enter, run the server, chill for it to run. Alright, so this is our server being created, system check identified, no issues. So this is the URL of the local server that has been created, and it's been created. It's this is it. So I'm just going to copy this out, and just to see the beauty of that, you can actually run it here. By the time I run it, okay, let me just refresh this. You see what we get. So this is what we get. You get this message saying the install worked successfully, congratulations. So let us just close that. By the way, your server has been created, and you can run your way around that. Okay, so now our server has been created. Fine, we've created a project, and we've also created the server. So now I want to show you how you can also create a virtual environment. So I would like to create a virtual environment also under my the Python project. So now initially I had opened the command line of the Python project. Okay, so I'm just going to, so the command line on the Python project you're going to open, and once you open that, you're just going to see virtual environment. That's virtual env. Then after typing virtual env, whatever name you want you give to your virtual environment, you're just going to state it. In my case, I would like to name it Guru. Or okay, let me just use forum. Okay, so press enter, and I'll wait for my virtual environment to get created. Alright, so we are done. Okay, that took a while though. I had to just pause it. Well, depending on the type of system, the type of operating system, the type of system you're using, the RAM, the speed, and everything, it should take some times, maybe, or it could be very fast. Okay, so you can see it's run all this and installing setup tools, PEEP, and okay, so a virtual environment. What do you mean by a virtual environment? An environment that is not real. Well, let me just define it that way. Let me say something that is virtual, something that we can work in temporarily and leave. Okay, so that's just what it is. It's not really the main Python environment, but it's a prototype of the main Python environment. Alright, so we are done. So the next thing I'm going to do, you can see it wrote done. Then the next thing you're going to do after that, mind you, I have PEEP installed virtual environment. Okay, you can check how you can PEEP install virtual environment. Alright, so that's not hard. I think that's PEEP install VENV or something like that. So you can just browse it, or you can PEEP install it from your command line. You need internet connection, please, if you want to do that. So don't worry, it's not going to take a lot of your data. So from here we can activate the virtual environment. So we can see, so let us check our virtual environment from where we installed it, well, from where we created it. So we can see forum here. So let me just double click on forum. You see scripts. So under the scripts, I'll just copy out the file path to the script. Well, the only thing I need there is just this. Well, sorry. So this is the only thing I need. Okay, so I just copy this forum/script, and I'll open the command line back. So I'll open the command line back. Okay, clean this script, then /activate. So that's just it. So once you see the forum inside a bracket this way, and you see the file path here, it means you are now in your virtual environment, and your virtual environment is activated. So anything you do here, okay, so you can actually say PEEP, let's try PEEP install Django. Okay, so let's see what that gives us. Okay, so you can see that this is giving me a warning. It's telling me that I'm not connected to the internet, so I need to be connected to the internet. So by the time I do that, I'll just be able to install Django independently in the virtual environment forum. So that's just the whole idea about it. So you need an internet connection. If I had internet connection, I would have installed a lot of packages under this virtual environment. So but I want to believe that the developers of Python are actually looking into these, because this could be a little bit stressful and could also frustrate one out of the system. Well, they are looking into it. They are gurus. They are very intelligent people. They'll actually sort this out. But before they sort it out, you need to know your way around it. So we're already in a virtual environment, but we can just deactivate it if we are not working in that virtual environment. Again, once you're through, you can just say deactivate. So I'll just deactivate. Okay, so we are now back at the base. So that's just that about that for this tutorial. Thank you for watching. Please put a like on the video if you've gained one or two things from it. So remember, you need to pip install a virtual environment, you pip install the Django and some other packages that you need. Well, once you pip install them, you need to add file to path, you need to add the script of the Python to path, you need to add the Python itself, the path to the Python itself to path. Then you need to add, maybe if you want to work in Anaconda, if you're not using the Python, in my own case, you will need to add it to path and the script also to path. You need to add a script to path because so that you'll be able to use the command Python and maybe conda and Django and something like pandas and everything. You'll be able to use them in your command line and they work. So that's just the whole idea about it. So it's very, very easy. So thank you for watching. Please put a like on the video, like I said, and thanks to the few people that liked the last video that I posted. I say thumbs up to you. Please drop any question you have in the comment box, and I promise I'm going to reply as soon as I get the message. Thank you for watching.